Hey y'all, this is Nana Carr, brand ambassador for Functional Training Zone. I am here today with
Tony Williams.
she is an employee at Encore. So first of all, Tony, thank you for being here and talking with us today. Can you give them some insight into what you do for Encore?
Oh, you want me?
You can grab it if you want to.
Okay. Sorry. I am the senior manager of engagement and culture. And what that really means in layman's terms is I lead what is formerly known as diversity, equity, and inclusion. We just rebranded. And so my role is all around ensuring that we at Encore have a company, we cultivate a company culture that is welcoming of all, inclusive of all, and more importantly, that team members, every single team member, we refer to our employees as team members, that they feel a sense of belonging, which for us is the North Star. You can come into an organization that's inclusive, that's welcoming, but do you feel like this is my place? I belong here, and that's my ultimate goal. And so we do that through a series of different strategies, events, programs, and I manage several of those programs.
That's amazing. And I feel like what you do is so very important, not just, from an Encore perspective, but just for everything that's going on, that people have a space where they feel where they're included and that they're seen and they're valued. So what you do is extremely important, which brings us to this event, right? So for those that do not know, the Wave Summit is an event that Encore hosts every year for free. So, next year, put it on your calendars. And what they do is they introduce the audiovisual industry to women, right? And they do that by having women who are already serving in this field. They have a panelist, which she was on this panel, where they give you real life, real time information that you can actually use, give you demos, give you on-site interviews. It's a wonderful event. So please catch it if you can next time. So that being said, roll me through a day in your life in your role.
Okay, so I have an interesting day in the life of Tony, but I do want to just point out with our WAVE events, we do them quarterly, and we do them around the Encore footprint, the U.S. footprint so far. And not only do we do today is the external WAVE event where we are reaching out externally, but we also, after this, are hosting an internal WAVE event. So Dylan and I feel that having a comprehensive strategy for WAVE is most important. And so that means having an external facing event like today that we do quarterly, as well as we're now doing internal where we bring our employees into this space, give them the opportunity to network, to build relationships, to learn about different topics, leadership topics, just to be a community for our internal. So we're not only doing it externally, we also are doing it internally.
I love that.
Thank you.
Because as you said, it's beyond just the job, right? With these events, you're doing community building, you're relationship building. Mm-hmm. You're actually giving, these young people resources in real time that they can actually reach out and touch and talk to, not only just from you guys, but each other, right? Mm-hmm. You talked about earlier when we were on the panel, an internship that you help facilitate, and a job that you help facilitate based on them talking to each other. So just really quick, this is off script, but I really want you to talk about this really quick. With that interaction of what happened, can you give us a quick overview of what that was? And because you gave really good insight on that panel, just a quick overview of what you had to say for that one.
So one of the reasons that I did that, what I like to say is advocate and served as a sponsor for this intern, is because as throughout my journey, I didn't know that was required. However, our counterparts in the workforce do know that that's required, okay? And so once I learned that that's part of the way in which you elevate and that it's part of your, as a leader, it should be part of your responsibility, that's when I said, when I have the opportunity to do so. And so what you're referring to is I have a Howard University student that is my current intern.
Audio workshop will now go into lighting.
I'm so sorry.
And the video will now
I'm gonna
go
pause.
over to audio.
Okay, so I have an intern from Howard University, and the young lady that was interviewing this year was she knew her,
Let's get moving.
and so she told me, and I said, well, let's connect. Let me connect with her. Let me talk to her to see if she needs any help. So sure enough, she scheduled a meeting with me, and of course I gave her all the things. Make sure you do this, try that, be prepared in this way. Let's do some mock interviews.
For the next section,
But I took it a step further, and this is the piece where we don't always do that for each other, and it's called advocacy and sponsorship. That's different than mentorship. We need sponsorship. We need people to speak about you when you're not in the room.
Absolutely. That's the part I want you to say.
When you're not in the room, because guess what? They do it. It's done all the time. And so I crafted a nice little email, sent it to the key stakeholders of those departments, and just said, here's my experience with this potential intern. Did that get her the job? Absolutely not. Probably not, but it may have been part of the decision-making process. She did the work. So I don't want to take credit for her hard work, but I do think that it added a lot of value to their decision-making process.
Right.
And so that's what I wanted to do. And I will continue to do that for certainly well-prepared, deserving, hungry, disciplined folks that want to come into not just Encore, just into the world in general, into the working world, career world in general.
Absolutely.
I think that's part of my responsibility at this juncture of my career.
Yes, and I love that. I'm so glad you spoke on that because I feel like, especially, you know, as you're getting older, you're about to get out of high school, it's scary, right?
Yes.
And you're like, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do next. And there's not always a clear plan and the support that people feel like they need. So it's so amazing that you became that support for her and helped guide her. And I feel like this conversation is important because, like you said, they have to be hungry. They have to be intentional. You can't just sit and wait on the opportunity to come to you. So I feel like that's an important conversation because, like you said, you didn't do all the work and neither did she. You have to meet them halfway, right? You can't just be like, oh, I'll come help me because I need it. Meet them halfway by being hungry and putting your needs out there and communicating what exactly it is that you want, because what people don't know, that it is a part of your job that you know that you can sponsor people. So I wanted to really bring that out because I think that's important to know, especially if you're a young adult or a teen that is seeking to get into this field. So thank you so much for that. But again, you already kind of answered my other questions, so you did good. I love it. So lastly, just really quick, day in the life of your role, just real quick. Yeah.
Okay, so my daily life consists of a lot of Teams calls, a lot of face-to-face meetings, a lot of responding to different inquiries from. So let me kind of tell you some of the things that I do. So not only do I lead culture and engagement at Encore, that includes leading our social and corporate responsibility program, so our volunteerism program for the organization. So that's an arm of the business that I'm responsible for. I also lead 10 business resource groups. You all may know them as employee resource groups. We call them business resource groups, but there's 10 of them, and there in total is, 20, almost 30% of our workforce is involved in a BRG.
Tech, so that industry is totally not for me. But if you're a lover of people, and I love that you mentioned content, right? Because a lot of young people are content creators. They love content, but they feel like, oh, if I can't be a YouTube star, then all my skills are to waste. It's like, no, you can definitely translate that to fields like yours and then combine a love for people and still be in the industry, while not being totally a tech. So I love that you mentioned that. And your job is so important, right? And so people need to understand that there are options for them. But the biggest thing that I keep hearing with everyone is that you have to be a forever learner.
Yes.
You have to always keep learning. So yeah. So speaking of learning, right? If you were to give one piece of advice or one resource to someone who wants to enter this industry, what would it be?
I would say if you're going to enter as a tech or on the corporate side, because I think Encore is certainly known for our AV. That's what we do. But there's so many. I'd want people to understand that while AV is our bread and butter, that's how we make our business runs. That's the base of our business. Encore has so many different areas. There's finance, there's HR, there's the tech side, there's the sales side. So there's so many different avenues that you can travel at Encore. And I would say for anyone interested, be interested in our company overall, and then you can find your way into your career opportunity. So you don't have to limit yourself to, I want to be a technician. Certainly, we'd love you to come in as a technician. We love bringing in that technical talent, but you can also grow and expand beyond that if you want to. You can expand into leadership if you want. So I would say for any company, not just Encore, go to a company where they value their people, their culture, that it's a good environment for you. That's first. And Encore is, in my opinion, that place. And then secondly, be open to learning and growing and propelling your career in whatever direction works for you. And then I'd say lastly, have fun. Have fun at it. Have fun. Enjoy what you're doing. Wake up every day feeling, incredibly proud and excited and blessed that you have this opportunity. That's what I would share.
Yes. And I don't know if y'all noticed, everyone that we talked to from Encore, you can tell they genuinely love the company that they work for. And we all know that's rare to find. So again, like she said, explore Encore if you're interested in that industry. It doesn't have to be a tech. It could be, like she said, leadership, HR, whatever. Just take a look and see what you can actually get into. And they also have a lot of resources to help you get in there. So like she said, be hungry, right? Be intentional, ask the right questions, communicate your needs, and hopefully you will get where you need to go. Thank you so much. And you dropped some serious gems. So if someone saw you and they're inspired by you and what you had to say, where can they find you on LinkedIn?
You can find me on LinkedIn under Tony Williams. I don't know my LinkedIn handle. I'm sorry, not by heart, but I'm out there, Tony Williams in Chicago. You can't miss me. And you can also reach out to me on my email, tony.williams@encoreglobal.com. I'm always welcoming new people into my circle. Love to network, love to have a conversation. Let's get connected.
I just love you. I just love your energy. Yes. Yes. So you got her information. If you want to contact her, get more insight into her industry or just get some advice overall, she is offering her help, hopefully. All right. So thank you guys. Thank you again. And I always tell everybody that I've talked to today, thank you for being the change that you want to see. Like we said, it's a male-dominated industry. So what you do is so important. And you are representing something that is greater than just, tech. It's a change in the industry. So thank you. All right, guys. Thank you so much. See you next time.